Hello students, today we are going to study about science chapter separation of components. In last chapter we have read about the material, but in this chapter we will read about the components of that material. In your daily life you use and see lots of things like soil, food, air, etc. These are the mixtures of some components. Like soil is the mixture of stone, pebbles, rotted plants, etc. Air is the mixture of many gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. And food is also a mixture of many ingredients. Right? So in this chapter we will read about the separation. How can we separate these components from the mixture? Right? First method is hand picking. So as the name suggesting, hand picking. That means picking by hand. You have often seen your mother picking stones and husks from pulses and rices at your home. That is done by hand picking. So hand picking is the process of separating things with hand. This is done in small quantities. This can be done in small quantities. Why? Because hand picking needs a man force. Alright. This can be done in sizes, different sizes, color and shapes. Next method is threshing. So what is threshing now? Threshing is the separation of grains from stalk. When a farmer harvests his crop, he gets a large number of stalks and grains that must be separated, right? So this can be separated by threshing, and this process is done by a machine called thresher. In old times, bullocks are also used for threshing the grains, or we can say separating the grains from stalk. Now third method is winnowing. Now what is winnowing? Winnowing means separation of grains from husk. Separation of grains from husk. This is done with the help of wind. How it is done? When the mixture of grain and husk is taken in a basket and a person allow it to fall down freely, the husk, which is lighter in weight, flew away with the wind, and grain that is heavier than the husk falls vertically downward. So these are the three methods to separate the components. In the next part we will read about other methods of separation of components.